Shalom, 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 everyone. My name is Yehoshua, back with another video. I know I've been away for a couple of months. We just moved into an apartment. For those who've been following me, we was in a condo, but the maintenance fee was too high, and we couldn't keep up with that, knowing that we have two kids and we have a lot, responsibility to take care of. So God blessed us with a very nice apartment close to the daycare, so we could take our kids. They're only 5 minutes away from the daycare. We're not further away like we was at the other place. But for those who've been following me, I apologize that I've been away for a while, but I'm back with another video, and I'm very blessed, very happy, and I've just been on the move. God, he got me working. For the first time in my life since I've been in Canada, man, he got me working like crazy, man, and I'm just blessed, and I want to talk about this Parashas Shemos, meaning names, and as we see going from Genesis with Adam and Eve and Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Esau, Joseph, and now we with Moshe, and this is a very great parsha. This is a very nice parsha. But the book of Exodus is probably the only book where God's name is mentioned a lot, and he shows his attributes in this parsha too, which is pretty amazing. His power and his words and everything that displays him is just so powerful. And this book, a lot of atheist people should really read the book of Exodus, because God is all over everywhere in this book. And one thing about this parsha that I like is I just want to jump to real quick Parashas Shemos chapter 3 verse 13. I think this is pretty neat. It's not much, but this is one of my favorite parts of the parsha, where Moshe said to God, "Behold, when I come to the children of Israel and say to them, the God of your forefather has sent me to you, and they say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them?" God answered Moshe, "I should be as I should be." That's that's pretty powerful. And he says, "So shall you say to the children of Israel, I should be has sent me to you." God said further to Moshe, "So shall you say to the children of Israel, Hashem, the God of your forefathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has dispatched me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my remembrance from the generation to generation." I'm always studying our Barber now. This is one of my favorite sages that I love studying, and he gives a commentary on what this means. Our Barber asks numerous questions regarding this passage. First of all, why would the Jewish people inquire about God's name? And what is the meaning of God's answer? Why does God modify his answer twice? First by showing his name to I should be, and then by referring to himself as the God of your forefathers. Also, what is the difference between my name and my remembrance, and between forever and from generation to generation? Our Barber answered that in those days, it was common for people who called themselves prophets to prophesy on different levels. Some claim they received their inspiration from the sun, moon, stars, and others say they received it by virtue of some unique high intelligence. By asking what is his name, the people would be trying to ascertain the source of Moshe's prophecy in order to determine whether or not he should be followed. God responded by telling Moshe that unlike the stars or human intelligence, his power is not dependent on anything else. Rather, God himself is the sole source of the existence. What God is saying is that I should be because I should be. God alone can determine what is and what will be. Nothing else in existence can make this statement, because things existed depend on a chain of accusation outside the self. All it can say is, I will be because of such and such causes. Everything in creation can only be predicted of possibility, but not certainly. Only God has the power. Moshe then would tell them that he was sent by the first cause, not by later creation. So when Moshe go to the people and tell them, I should be sent me, they should already know, yes, he's talking about God. Yes, this is real. Because nobody could claim to say I should be has sent me, only God, because he knows everything. If you go to Shemot chapter 1, 6 to 11, it explains that a new king arose. Now the sages say that a new king was never a brand new king never came. It was just the old king around Joseph's time that after Joseph died, he forgot everything good that Joseph did for him, and that his evil inclination to control him along with the people, and he decided to turn evil and forgot all the good that Joseph did for Egypt. But I disagree with that. This is what our Barber now says about the new king. Our Barber now explains that it is possible that this pharaoh may have been the third or the fourth one to ascend to the throne since the death of Joseph and his brothers. And by then the memory of Joseph had faded. It is not at all unusual for past events and individuals to be quickly forgotten. Our Barber also mentioned the possibility expressed in the Talmud in Soda 11:8 that this king was not a new pharaoh, like I said, but rather his evil decree were new, and he had chosen to forget what Joseph had done for the country. The pharaoh that threw Joseph in prison, that pharaoh, I believe he loved Joseph. And when Potiphar's wife, that pharaoh, came on to Joseph, the sages say Pharaoh he agreed with Joseph that he didn't have anything to do with Potiphar's wife because he knows his wife is deceiving and a liar, but he still had to throw him in prison because that's God's plan. But he really did believe Joseph, and when he took Joseph out with him interpreting his dream and everything, he loved Joseph a lot, fell in love with him. That's how he became viceroy. Especially when Yaakov came to Egypt and blessed Pharaoh. Pharaoh was a whole completely different person. And this is why the Egyptians later didn't like him, because he cleansed to Joseph. He loved Joseph, and he loved the God of Joseph. And that's when the people, remember, Egypt is an idolatry country. They didn't like that over time. So I can understand that this is a new Pharaoh. I believe this is a new Pharaoh. That's my opinion, and this is what Barber agrees with. Go to Shemos 4, chapter 4, 1-9, in the commentary of free will, what makes man unique. And our Barber has numerous questions regarding these verses. First, they appear to indicate that these miracles are designed to make the people believe the truth of Moshe prophecy. However, if miracles force an individual to believe or act in a certain way, then it seems this free will, the essential component that makes man unique, has been taken away from him. And this reminds me of John 20, verse 29, when the Mashiach said, "Blessed are those who did not see yet believe." We know the children of Israel had a hard time believing anything. I mean, they witnessed the parting of the sea, and they still didn't believe. It took them a while, and they still didn't believe. So when you think about this life and everything we go through, how God is headed, which I love, it's hard for people, especially atheists or anybody, a regular person who don't believe in God, believe, because they feel like they have to see something. Look around you. Look around you. Today is raining. Where the rain came from didn't just come from the sky. It had to be a higher source, a higher power as God to make the rain come. It even says it. So blessed are those who have not seen yet believe. And for the children of Israel, it was very hard for them to believe at the time, even with the miracles. The insanely miracles that they were seeing was just, it would have blew my mind if I would have seen those miracles back then. It would have blew my mind. So I just want to conclude with this. Egypt in the way, and you can look at Egypt in a physical way or in a mentally way. We are to escape Egypt. And when I say escape Egypt, I mean escape Egypt up here. We are God's children. We need to separate from everybody. I said this a lot in my channel. We have to separate from people. You know, there's always people like at my workplace and stuff like that. Oh, you want to hang out? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, I have a family and stuff like that. I don't want to hang with people who don't love God. I'm a very respectful person. I don't treat anybody bad. But I need to be around people who loves to do what I do, who loves to study, who loves to read the Parashas, who love the Bible, who love Mashiach, who love to just understand the essence of God's Torah, of God's laws, and for us to help each other. We should always stay away from Egypt because there's going to be a time where we're going to have to leave for real. And we have to continue to stay separated and continue to be in the books, to continue to learn and just to gain as much understanding as possible before we leave this world. This is what keeps Torah reading. This will keep us out of trouble. This is what keeps us out of trouble. And we need to always conduct ourselves, pray, and always stay away from Egypt. Okay, so my name is Yehoshua. This is my video. It's not much, but I haven't been making videos like that, and it feels good to be back making them. And I'm a busy person. I'm a father. I worked overnight. I do a lot. God, He's put me to work, and this is what I have to do. And during my alone time, sometimes I get really exhausted. I get really tired, but I pray every day that He gives me the spirit and the energy to not only fill my mind with a lot of knowledge and wisdom with the Torah, but to help others and just spread whatever I can. So my name is Yehoshua. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, even for a second. Thank you. I love each and every one of you that look at this video. I'm a very loving, kind person, and I just appreciate everything that just by coming in this video. It's just, even for just tuning in for a second, I appreciate it. So this is Parashas Shemos. Subscribe. If not, I understand. Thank you so much. I hope everyone have a wonderful evening. Shalom.